is the concept around conflict roots in duality, which I wanted to bring out, right? And it's not as pragmatic as we, or scientific as we always try to keep, so ignore it or whatever. Right? But let me start on the concept that I was picking up in the previous diagram, saying the self-awareness is about knowing what I have in me, at least to start with that, right? And not already jumping on a duality of what it could be, right? For example, even scientifically, darkness is not the opposite of light, right? It's not an entity in itself. So a love and hate is not an opposite feeling, right? It doesn't mean that if you don't hate somebody, which means you automatically love that person, right? Or the other way around. So if you really look at all these cognitive conflicts which goes in all of us, in starting from that 6 years old um, kid of yours or 8-year-old daughter of mine, right from that perspective, we are always, our conscious self is always in conflict of where we are to where we can be, right? And the entire process of becoming, right? You cannot become a doctor. You can either be a doctor or you're not a doctor, or you cannot be an engineer. Just having a degree doesn't mean an engineer, right? I'm not talking about those certificate level things. Either you are an engineer or you are not, right? Either you are a confident person or a nervous person, right? There is no becoming, and which means, because, and what I mean by that is, what I wanted to come is, the last impulse is that when I look at myself, and in the last topic of anger, or in this topic of shame, if I have anger in me and if I have shame in me, if that is me, and I just look at it and accept it, right, then it may have a very different form. The fear or the shame may have be something very different entity if I just say it is me, and not in duality of what it could be or what it can transform into something. Then the word in itself is not the feeling, right? The anger in context of, oh, I should have been calm, is an after effect of anger. I'm not angry at that time, right? But if I'm angry and I'm self-aware at that point in time of anger, I am anger. And in that context, the anger in itself is a complete different thing. It's not the word, or not the meaning that we associated with the word. Similarly, when I look at myself very deeply today and I say, oh, I'm ashamed of something now, not what I was ashamed of 5 minutes back. If I'm having that ashamed feeling now, if I'm ashamed of it now, without any possibility of duality in it, right, or judgment in it, maybe that ashamed feeling in itself is a very different thing than what we are naming it or trying to make out of it, right? um, but yeah, I'll stop there. I don't want to get into too much of thing, but I mean, just think about it. Instead of, if you don't have a duality, if you don't have that conflict in your mind, there wouldn't be a pain of it at all, right? The knowledge of duality is the thing, and we don't know what is on the other side, right? We don't really know. So when we look at other people achieving it, or look at a state and talk about it, oh, Rihanna, as I mentioned, is such a fit pop star, right? She can almost wear nothing and go out with confidence. One of her interviews, she said, it would be a good day I can get up where I don't worry about cellulites on my body. Rihanna is talking about fat on her body as being a thing that keeps her awake at night, right? So maybe getting that kind of body maybe is never going to help us anyways. Yeah, we don't know the other side. So becoming from here to there is not a thing. It's all conflicted, and the whole journey. And that is where, even as kids, we always start with conflict of where we are and what we should be. If there is no conflict, if there is no duality, and then we look at the thing that we have within us, maybe it comes out in a very, very different aspect. And then it manifests based on, like last time I spoke about my depression speaking to me, or as doctor was trying to tell, oh, that feeling has a purpose, it's going to tell you what that purpose is. But that's at least 3 levels above it, right? So then your mind has to make some sense out of that non-dual conscious self. So then those things can start manifesting. But before that, I mean, just look at it from a non-duality perspective. It's not that where I am and I have to be on the other side. And then the entire psychology spectrum is around that. And that's why I'm interested in studying it and trying to understand the reality or unreality of it. On okay, this is where you are and that is where you could be, and whole process of becoming, and a constant conflict. I mean, tell me one thing in our life, in our conscious self, one feeling which is not conflicted. Everything has conflict. Either I shouldn't fall from here, or I shouldn't go here, or I shouldn't be here. everything is always in a constant conflict. Now, be it shame, anger, guilt, etc. It's all part of the same conflicted conscious, right? And that's the facade that we have grown out of duality, which has seed in something which we don't like. I don't like shame, so I want to be confident. But the what is confidence? The root of that is in the shame itself. So that movement will never stop. The conflict will never stop. Even if you go reach on the other side, then you don't want to fall below now again, right? So the root of it is in the something that we don't accept, and we judge it as wrong, and then we come from that root something which is positive. How can it be? It's part of the same thing still. But yeah, maybe again, as I said, it was not really very pragmatic that we keep it our mindfulness impulse to generally. So sorry for that if I broke the rules of the group, but yeah, I really wanted to bring that up. But yeah, any other last thoughts from anybody on what we heard, what we want to add on? Alessandra, you have been silent today. Is she there? I think Alessandra.
I've just been like listening and taking all this information and thinking about my own experience with shame, and how different comments have helped me a lot. Like, okay, you may what the doctor said, every feeling has a reason, and that you are where you are because you made a decision, and there's no shame in it. And also, well, what Pilar said about her individuality, and I was thinking, okay, how much does our upbringing, especially like Pilar and my upbringing, highly influenced by the Catholic religion, affects that, and also how our age is affecting it now, because after you're 40 something, I feel that I've started caring less and less about what other people think. So the possibility of feeling shame has lessened.
Yes.
And well, that's what I take. And I think it was a wonderful session. And I want to thank everybody.
Thank you, Alessandra.
Leaves me a lot of food for thought. Also, the duality you were just discussing, all that good food for thought.